ぎゅぎゅって楽しさいっぱいの毎日が待っとるよね。行ってきまーす。
Sure. Did you know that if you get flashbang at 3 at night, it's very bad for your eyesight? Wanna know why? Well, it's too bad.
So, this is a computer. It has crucial components like the processor and the graphics card, and today we're here to tell you about it.
First on the list we have the motherboard. It's the most important part of the build, holding and securing the most crucial parts in place. It acts like a highway for the electricity to pass through various components, making them all work. It is important you choose a motherboard specified for your needs, like the CPU chipset, DDR type for RAM memory, or size standard like ATX or micro ATX.
The second on the list is the CPU or Central Processing Unit. It's the brain of your PC, handling all the complex processes happening in the computer. You can choose between Intel or AMD CPUs depending on your preferences. Intel CPUs are more for workstations and heavy tasks, where AMD CPUs are more optimized for gaming performance.
Now we have to choose our RAM. It creates temporary storage for faster productivity and being able to open multiple applications at once, depending what motherboard you've picked. It might be different than others. There's a couple types of like the DDR3, which isn't really used today, DDR4 and DDR5 for best performance.
Jakiego ty procesoru używasz?
Z Intela.
O ty
Hello guys. Today we have a list of top 5 metal pipe. Número 5.
The graphics card, or a GPU, is the most powerful component of the entire build, designed to primarily accelerate the creation and rendering of different kinds of images and videos. A graphics card contains thousands of smaller cores compared to a few powerful cores in a CPU. They also contain various amounts of VRAM. It's a type of high-speed memory built into or directly attached to the card. Its job is to store and quickly supply the data the graphics card needs to render videos or images, without constantly pulling from the slower RAM memory attached to the motherboard.
Activating the bomb. Bomb has been planted. Take it down.
Número 4.
You can choose between NVIDIA, Radeon, or Intel graphics cards. NVIDIA offers the best consumer GPUs on the market with the RTX 5090 with 32 GB of VRAM. NVIDIA heads more into the AI side, using it to boost performance. Radeon from AMD on the other hand offers a bit less powerful cards. But in the terms of raw horsepower, the RX 17900 XTX has better performance but a bit less VRAM of 24 GB.
Last but not least, we have Intel with their battle match cards that were released not long ago. It's a great budget mid-range card mostly suitable for workstation like video editing. After that, we need a stable power supply. It's gonna power the entire system, and the best way to choose one is to look at the GPU's minimal power supply wattage recommendation and buy one with at least 200 watts more.
Power supplies have an 80+ rating, ranging from standard to titanium. The rating indicates how well can the PSU convert the power from the wall to the PC. The better the rating, the more it can convert, and the rest of about 10 to 20% is also hit.
Fabian, już nagrywamy.
Heading to the end of the list, now it's time to choose the storage. There is 3 types you should look out for: HDD, SSD and M2. First, the HDD. It's the slowest and biggest in real size compared to the other two. It's cheap but not recommended as main storage in PC. It is used more for bulk storage like in servers or like YouTubers do with video files.
Second best is SATA SSD drive. It doesn't contain any spinning disk like an HDD, and it's way smaller in size but can be slightly more expensive than HDD drive. SSD are faster because they read from small parts attached to the board inside of a drive. They're not the best for the main system drive, but still an overall good option.
The best type of memory is an M2 drive, which comes in 2 different types. There's an M2 SSD and M2 NVMe. The SSD has about the same and sometimes faster speeds than a SATA SSD, but it's way smaller and more expensive. It uses PCIe lanes to let the motherboard access memory instead of a cable, making it way faster and more responsive than a SATA SSD.
The fastest memory types are the M2 NVMe's with some capping, nearly 15,000 megabytes read and a bit over 13,000 write speeds. As the M2 SSD, they also use PCIe lanes to connect but do it better and faster. These types of NVMe's are extremely expensive, ranging to even $300 or above 1,000 Polish currency. Not recommended for bulk storage as they tend to die when overloaded with files. Po lesji. Przyszedłem z bagna, mam wszystko po lesji. No w duchu, Patryk Swayze. Moja gadka polska, haszysz czeski. No w polsku trochę czeski. Muczenie z prosty w torbie 100 tysięcy. Jestem crazy. Nie bierz dragów z Piotrem w plaży. Nie bierz węgla, jak haski mam nadgarst. Czy ty to nyga klikłeś?
Número 3.
Czy ty to nyga klikłeś? Proszę pana, kurwa, to wygazowane jest.
A ja panu nowe dam.
Raz, dwa, trzy tutaj.
Proszę.
Kurwa, to znowu wygazowane jest. Kurwa, furioza!
Número 2.
Furioza!
Almost at the end, we need to pull all the components somewhere, and a great and probably the good option is to get a proper PC case that can fit your motherboard and graphics card. It's simple. Just pick one you like and check its size if it will your components. There's size standards like ATX and micro ATX.
Honorable mención.
The final component we need is a CPU cooler. There's 3 types of cooling you can use to cool your PC. A standard fan tower, which is good for low to mid-range CPUs since they don't heat up that much, and don't need powerful coolers for them. Next, there are fully water-cooled loops, which is water to directly cool your CPU, and if you have the money for it, the GPU as well.
The probably best one of the 3 cooling options is to get a nice AIO. It mixes air and water by having the CPU cooler attached to a radiator with fans by two pipes. One pulling cold water in, one pulling warm water out. The radiator with fans cools the water for good cooling.
Número 1.
Scout oficjalnie.
No nie! Kurwa!
Kumasz mieć opie kiełbaka jak salami?
Czy to pan wkładał skarg? Kurwa, zamknij ryj, pozwolę ci gadać? To jest mój cenny towar z Kolumbii, pojebało cię?
If a girl is looking at you, do not make the mistake of looking away submissively. Instead, you're going to do this. You're going to hold eye contact for 2 seconds, give her a smile, and then look away. If she looks at you again, this is your sign to approach her. And you can say this.
Suck my dick, motherfucker. You understand that shit?